Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today you guys from our friends at Paper Rose Studio, I have the cutest collection. This is Afternoon in the Park 6x6 paper collection, and then also there's coordinating embossed die cuts, okay? Beautiful to work with, and together make cards like this one. Look at the clear embossing on these beautiful little tags. Paired it with some beautiful little Dazzle stickers. This is our giveaway card for this episode, so if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a flip through here. You're getting 18 double-sided pattern papers, 3 of each of 12 designs, okay? And this is a cardstock weight. It's a nice heavy weight, all right? And then got all the little cutouts. Some have greetings, some are just like tags and blanks. And on the other side, this beautiful purple and lavender sort of beautiful corner embellishments with like a ledger here. And then gorgeous little typewriter. I love the little corner embellishments, and the beautiful flowers on this are just gorgeous. And then here we've got all these postage stamps, just a collage. Postage stamps, and then looks like just some text here from like a newspaper or a book. And then this beautiful little flower shop, so cute. And then all the little typewriter keys for the alphabet. I used this by cutting them out, and I'll show you on another card. Gorgeous, gorgeous florals. These are black background with the green leaves, and then they're pink and then white and lavender and sort of a light blue flower, and then a really beautiful light pink stripe. Beautiful ledger with little cards and postcards and things, and I love once again those corner embellishments. And then it looks like, yeah, we're starting again. Let me just make sure got everything. Sometimes I miss like the cutout page or something. Nope, and we're repeating. Okay. Those are repeated 3 times. Now let's look at the embossed die cuts that coordinate so beautifully. So the embossing is clear embossing on just elements of these die cuts that just punch right out just so easily. Beautiful. And what I love is that they'll take this image, okay, this large suitcase, and then they'll repeat that later on with a smaller version, like right here. Okay, it's just slightly different. And then the windows, you've got 2 windows, but they're different with the arrangements. And the little tags for travel. I would say this is like letter writing, travel, just lovely, lovely images. So beautiful. This one over. Look at the bicycle. Love that. And then got the camera. This one's a bookstore. The gate, little garden gate doorway. The old-fashioned telephone. Beautiful. Okay. So let's take a look at this first card. All right. So you guys, this is our giveaway card for this episode, and how this works is we're trying to promote our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So if you hop on over to YouTube, or there's a link if you're watching this on our Paper Wishes webisode, and you just click on the bottom there, there's a YouTube link, and we ask that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a like or a thumbs up, and also leave a comment. And then after about 7 days, 6 days, just enough time for a lot of people to see it, then we will go back and leave a comment that says, congratulations, YouTube username blank. You do have to know your YouTube username. So when you leave a comment, go back and look at your comment, and you'll see a name or a lot of numbers or your name attached to it. That's your YouTube username. You have to have that to claim your card. And then we'll send it out to you for free in a little happy mail. And we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday webisode. Okay. So this one is a 5x5 card, and on this one, you guys, I took some of that adorable little paper with the little vignettes and little backgrounds, and I'm going to grab that one to show you guys and do it quickly. Oh, you know what? I didn't show you the back of this one. Okay, on the back of it, it's got this beautiful floral. Recalled that. All right. So on this other one, Still looking. There we go. So this one, I just used a corner of it, just like this. Actually, did I turn it? Yeah, this one right here. It's a little upside down, but that's okay because I added a lot of stuff. So I did that, and then at the top and the bottom, well, first of all, I did ink the edges. So I inked the edges, I cut the paper, this paper to like 4 3/4 square. And then before gluing it on there, I just wanted to give it a little bit of a color of cocoa bean, just using a little applicator tool on that, and then also inked the edges of the physical card. Glued the paper to the card, then added some of these new Dazzle stickers that we have, you guys. They're fantastic. These are little oval border Dazzle stickers. Whoa. And they come in a package like this with all these different colors. We also have them in colorful, and I'll put both of these in the supplies, but all of these come together in one collection. So you've got black, white, kind of a bronze, brown, silver holographic, and gold holographic. And I wanted you to take a look at these. They come in 3 different sizes of little ovals strung together. There's a large, a medium, and a small. I'm going to peel off the large ones. And Debbie and I have been having so much fun with them. They just are wonderful to use. And then in between each of these borders is a whole nother pattern, like a little bit of a triangle or diamond shape rather. They're just so super versatile. We love them. And so I used that color, that brown color along the bottom and then the top. And then you'll notice here and here, you guys, I've got some gold pearl doily Dazzle stickers. We have these in gold and white. They just peel off so nice, just like that. I used this size right here, and then also a little one. I think I used this one right here. I put those down and then glued the little stacked suitcase die cut, foam taped this one. Let's see, let's do this order correctly, Lynette. Doily, doily, glue this ticket down, glue the suitcases down, then foam tape the camera, tied a little bow using our little 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon in this really light aqua color, glued that there, and then Blessing's Friend is from Tiny Words and Phrases Dazzle stickers in the black. And just added that just for a little personalization. Super fun. And as I said, this is our giveaway card. So definitely participate in that, okay? All right, the next one, you guys, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card. And you'll notice I used that beautiful pink stripe. I'm gonna try to find these as we go. Here we are. And what I did was I went ahead and I just clipped off a little bit, trimmed it even with the card. So once again, inking the edge with the cocoa bean. Using a blender really lightens that brown cocoa bean and just allows you to color that naked card edge, that border at the top and at the bottom. And then just adding a little bit of that cocoa bean to the paper edge as well. Glued this right here, took my scissors, trimmed it even with the card edge, and then cut this piece here of that text paper. I can find that too. Here we go. Just cut that down. Let's measure that to 4 1/4 inches wide and about 5 1/4 inches long. Inked the edges of that with that brown ink as well, glued that to the center, and then you guys, on the back of this striped paper, when I trimmed off that excess, remember it's just like this, turn it over, take your scissors, trim this off, that's what this is from, okay? So then take this little strip, glued that across the edges, and then I went back to those beautiful doily Dazzle stickers, and it's got this beautiful border right here. So I put one of the borders here and here, all right? And then right here, glued one of those die cut stickers, die cut shapes, glued that down, added a little doily right there, foam taped the typewriter, And then added the Sending and Smiles is from our 500 Script Greeting Dazzle stickers. They come in this big pack. And there's gold, silver, black, white, and is there a brown? Nope, those are the 4 colors. And then there's multiple sheets of each one, so you get all these different occasions and all these different phrases. Debbie and I use this one a lot, so just peeling those off and adding that. The white just stood out much better on this darker background. And then adding just a little flower. So this is the little Fairy Garden paper flower. I love them that they have little green leaves behind them and a little pearl at the center. And you do just glue that on there. We just use Cosmic Shimmer glue to glue that on, or you could use an adhesive Zot, one of those things. So that was a fun one to do. All right, next, you guys, I have got a sidestep card. These are die cut cards. They come like this, already folded and ready to go. There's 5 cards and 5 envelopes here ready to go, and we love using these. They make really quick and easy cards, but one of the things I like the most is when I send these to a friend in the mail, there's no explanation. They just pull it out and set it up, and it's already good to go. There's nothing to pull or maneuver, and it's just a really nice setup. Now, when you get these cards, sometimes they're always folded, okay? But if you want this part, this section, on the other side, okay, let me show you a little trick that Debbie and I use. You can just turn this over and you can just flip the fold. Okay, and you're basically just turning all the folds over. If this was a mountain fold before, just flip it around. Oops. Like that. And then go over it with your bone folder like that. Same card, just flipped in the opposite direction, okay? Why would you do that? Well, sometimes you have artwork that looks better on this side. Maybe you have, Debbie and I always laugh because sometimes you'll have artwork that's looking to the inside of a card and sometimes it's looking to the outside of the card. And we think it looks better if it's pointing to the inside of the card or the fold. It's just a little trick that we use. So there you know. You know our little trick. So yeah, that's one that's really easily, you can change the direction around. All right, so also on the packaging of this, you guys, if you turn this packaging label over, there's a pattern for cutting out the paper shape on this one. So I just took that little pattern and laid it right over this lavender grid paper. And for this one, you guys, I just took it right like that, put the pattern on here, cut that out, and then there was like some excess up here, and I used that for the little stairs, okay? So I also patterns for those as well. I did ink the edges with the cocoa bean and my blending tool, glued all of these on, and then added those beautiful little oval border dazzles here and here, and then also to the top edge, and I used white on that. So cute. Okay, then here you've got the little bookstore. So I glued this one down, and then I used foam tape. Now we have a giant wheel of foam tape. We also have like small squares of foam tape that you can buy, but Debbie and I love using this giant wheel of foam tape because it's just like it's never ending. We always have plenty of foam tape. It's a 1/2 inch wide, okay? It's a continuous strip, so if you need large pieces, small pieces, it's 150 feet or 50 yards for about 20 bucks. And I highly recommend. I have it at home. In fact, I had to resupply today because I was running low after, I don't know, 6 months. And I make cards for a living, so you know that's gonna last you a long time. All right, so for that, we just took foam tape. This is one of the little cutouts right here. Okay, so I just took this little thank you, inked the edges of that, foam taped that right there, foam taped this die cut, foam taped this die cut. When you foam tape them, you want to make sure that they stick up below when they are closed, so you don't want to like stick them too low. And then added some of those cute little flowers. Remember I was telling you that I used those little typewriter keys? They were so cute. So I just got out my little tiny scissors and I cut them into strips, and then I just found each letter that I wanted and cut them out, glued those on there, and that was just a really fun one to make. All right, last card. So for this one, you guys, this is 6.5 by 5 inches. Oh, I should mention, this one is 6 inches by 5 inches. This one's 6.5 by 5 inches. That's pretty much our standard size card that we like to use. And then once again, I went back to that white paper with the text on it. Where is it? Come on, let's find it. It's kind of like playing that memory game where you have to turn everything over to find it. All right, so this one, I also just glued it right there, even with the top where the fold is, trimmed off the bottom. And then I wanted to find one of those, the flower shop here. So for this one, I cut out the flower shop using my tiny scissors, and all I did was, as I cut it, because I wanted to fit within this space, I cut right along here, down along here, just cut right through that little stem, and then went around the edges and down. Inked the edges once again with a little bit of cocoa bean, glued it right here so a little bit of the text writing is showing. And then I took a strip of paper that I had left over from, which one was that, Lene? I think it was this one, okay? Just about a little 1-inch wide strip, and glued that, inked the edges of that and glued it, let's see, about 3/4 of an inch from the left side. Then here's another little cutout, inked the edges of that, put some of those, just some scraps I had left of these bronze little oval border dazzles right there. Foam taped that, glued the bike, foam taped that, added the dazzle stickers before gluing the bike, and then just tying this cute little purple bow and then just gluing that right there. So you'll see the layers of the text paper, the little flower store, the little paper strip, foam tape, glued these, or attached these rather, they're self-adhesive, and then just glued the little bike there. And then you've got that enamel on the bike that is so cute. So you guys, this is a super fun collection, and there were just endless possibilities what you could do with it. I loved playing with it. There's a fantastic money saver on the right-hand side if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. Paulette told me she was adding some goodies to that money saver, so definitely check that one out. If you're watching us over on YouTube, there is a link in the description box, so just check that out. It's below the video, and it'll take you to this webisode page where you'll find the money saver right there, and then all the other items are listed down below the video. So if you just want the paper pack or you just want this or that, everything is listed there. And don't forget to participate in our giveaway. You guys, we love doing that. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.